Hi there. I never know exactly when I go live. I have to start at two different times in a very specific order. At least I think it's a very specific order. So I never really know. But anyway, I think I'm here. I think you're here. I hope we're all here. I want to thank you all for being here. I am Mad Statter, and this is Chatter with Statter, coming here to all y'all on this holiday weekend. As it turns out, we're going to talk a little about this holiday weekend in Seattle and what used to happen, though not anymore. But before we do that, I'm going to say hello, Shakalak. You were, you can hear me now? Okay, good. Hey, E.T. Guerrero, good to see you. Devin, nice to see you here too. Andre, good to see you. Christopher Graves, how's it? Oh my gosh, everybody's all slipping in. I was expecting this to be a very mellow weekend with everybody off doing whatever it is they're off doing. And I did something a little bit different that we might have noticed. I didn't really promote things on Facebook like I normally do. I wanted to see if YouTube, I saw a YouTube video suggesting that maybe the YouTube algorithm doesn't like it when you do things externally. They kind of like to gather their own, I don't know. So this was a little bit of an experiment this particular week. I don't know whether or not YouTube did its due diligence and sent out its notifications like it was supposed to everybody who has subscribed and notified. I've been told it happens sometimes. I've been told it happens late sometimes, other times. And I know I have that same problem with people that I subscribe to and follow and get notified on with YouTube. Sometimes it takes up to an hour to get the notification. So I wish I had a solution to that problem. I don't. But on that note, if you haven't subscribed and and clicked on the bell for notifications, why don't you? Let's just see if it works. I can't promise anything, but that's on YouTube, not me. Let's see here. Hey, Comfortably Yum, good to see you. Yeah, Andre, weird seeing me in fluid motion, huh? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Rick, no refs on Chatting with Statter. Let's roll. Oh, I like the way you're playing there today, Rick. Awesome. Yeah, okay, so plenty of you who are here now were also with, we all got together last night. Some of you may or may not know. Some of you know. We did a Chatter with Statter did a Twitch stream last night where we watched the 1975 Rollerball movie, and I was a cheapskate and went through Pluto TV, which was free. Actually, I don't know. Maybe if I'd paid for it, we still might have had the same problem. Because here's the deal. Today, I went back and I watched the first part of the movie, but I turned off all my streaming software. I turned off everything to make it, not suspicious. And I'll tell you what, my friends, Pluto TV was smooth as silk. It was like butter. It just flowed, no problem. So I fully believe it was one of two things. One, my computer system doesn't have the ability to do the streaming from my browser, which I doubt because I've already done that successfully. Or two, Pluto was wise to us from the get-go and was just doing that stop motion annoying thing to get us to quit doing it. But we persevered, Pluto. We stuck through tech issues and nightmares, and all y'all who were there hanging out on Twitch are true soldiers. 2-hour and 20-minute movie turned into like a 3.5-hour chat fest thanks to glitches and twitches and all sorts of stitches. I mean, oh my goodness. Can't even believe it. Thank you to the folks who donated after that nightmare of a stream. I do have the donate button here on my YouTube channel. I might have it on Twitch. I don't remember. But even after that it was an incredibly awesome experience because hanging out with the chat was awesome. I had a really good time, even though the movie was driving me nuts. But honestly, I feel like if we could figure out a way to make this work and do it better, I would like to do this again because it was really quite fun there on Twitch last night. Let's see what I missed while I was rehashing the rollerball nightmare. I mean, it was a good nightmare, but it was a bit of a nightmare. Oh, okay. The music is too loud today. All right. Good to know. In fact, I hold on. I don't have any way to monitor that except for through the okay, words are so hard. So I have a whole tech thing with my headphones. When I plug them into my computer, the music, no matter, like, even if you guys can't hear it, it comes blasting through my headphones. I can't do the mix. I just want my headphones to show me, to be what's on the mixer, and I can't figure out how to do that yet. You don't need to throw suggestions. I mean, you can. We're not going to try to fix it on this stream, though. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, so sorry about blasting all y'all. And here, let me see here. I'm gonna go all the way to the end. Okay, so Shock. All right, I have put it down a little bit. Okay, I've just skipped a whole bunch of messages. I will be going back, but Shock and everybody else. Okay, I put it down. I saw that it was too loud. I put it down once. I put it down a bit. Did you notice? Is it a big deal? Do we need to be putting the music down even lower? Is the question out there for everybody's ears. Okay, so that one adjustment that I did was okay. I didn't want to readjust because I wasn't sure if, with the lag time, I wasn't sure when that message came through. So fantastic. Okay. Right, exactly, Andre. Sometimes fixing can break the thing, like last night. Yeah, last night was, oh, geez, Louise. It seemed like a really good idea at the time if the problem was what we thought the problem was, but it wasn't. Pluto was onto us from the get-go. Sneaky bugger. All right, so now I'm going to go backwards in time to get back to the chats that I tried to say blur, but the chats I missed when I was trying to fix the sound. All right, so it was, yeah, Andre, stutter was statter last night. Sorry to keep harping on that, but it really was awful. I mean, it was awesome, but it was awful. And let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Rick. It was like getting to talk throughout the whole movie and nobody was giving you the stink eye. Precisely. It was really nice. You know, I turned off my mic and ate some almonds so nobody could hear me crunching. And yeah, we typed away. So let's see. All right, cool. I think, hey, Cindy Krause, I think I've reached the bottom of the chat. Thank goodness gracious. All caught up for about a half a second here. Okay, so I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out at Chatter with Statter on this holiday weekend. I know that you guys could have had plans back in the day when you were wild and crazy youth. I'll bet you this weekend was all full of all sorts of plans. But if you're anything like me, I don't like to do anything on the holiday weekends. It's nothing but traffic. So, you know, for old curmudgeons like me, thanks for chilling with me. I hope we can all be chilling curmudgeons together. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about what used to happen in Seattle on this weekend. Actually, I want to talk about a couple things, but this one particular thing is kind of awesome. Seattle used to have a 4-day festival. Actually, maybe it was just 3 days at first, but eventually morphed into 4 days on Labor Day called Bumper Shoot. And it was a music festival that had 10 or more different stages of various sizes, indoors, outdoors, etc. It had like poetry readings, it had comedy, it had arts and crafts, it had everything. It was awesome. And it used to be actually free to get into. The city of Seattle, their arts commission or something like that, paid for it. And then it was subsidized by you had to actually pay to get in. But it was like, you know, I remember I was so offended when it was like $40 for the whole weekend. Well, eventually the corporations took it over, and then it was like 100 some odd bucks, et cetera, to get in, and that's just a flying joke. But what I wanted to talk to you about was the very first Seattle Pop Festival, which is what eventually morphed into Bumbershoot. In July, it was July 25th, 26th, and 27th, 1969. And I believe that all of this was close to free, if not free. And we're looking at people like Bo Diddley and Santana, Youngbloods, Tim Buckley, 10 Years After, Guess Who, The Byrds. Let's see here, Santana again. Yeah, a bunch of different names. Chuck Berry, Chicago Transit Authority, a whole bunch of cool flippin'. Oh yeah, Led Zeppelin, The Doors. Yeah, you might have heard of those people. Ike and Tina Turner also. I'm trying to read. It's all stretched out right now, but it's better than like the tiny one that I had before. Yeah, the Flying Burrito Brothers, Ike and Tina Turner. Right, exactly. Good eye, Andre. Ike and Tina Turner. Hey, Poppy Shaney, good to see you. I am just, hey, Michael Anthony Smith, good to see you. Awesome. I am just showing off this poster from back in the day, 1969, a Seattle Pop Festival poster that had, you know, some crazy bands for basically free. You know, Guess Who, Led Zeppelin, Doors, Chuck Berry, Ike and Tina Turner, The Byrds, you know, Chicago Transit Authority, Santana. And yeah, when I saw this particular poster come up in my social media feed, one of my friends runs a Seattle rock, what is it called? This Week in Seattle Rock by Christopher Walken. He is in all sorts of, he talks about This Week in Seattle Rock, basically, both past, present, and well, not future. I mean, anyway, not future this week's, but he does talk about the future stuff that might be happening and stuff. Yeah, Vanilla Fudge. Dude, yeah, seriously. Okay, so hopefully you've dranken in this beauteous old school flyer that you can see was folded down the middle. Wasn't that an amazing set of bands? I mean, my goodness, you know, wouldn't that be great to have a 3-day festival that was just, I mean, it's like a who's who of way back when there's whens and stuffuses. Yeah, I think it said Black Snake. Not White Snake, Andre. I think it said Black Snake. There was a few bands there that was like, yeah, that's before my time, and definitely not. I don't know who those people are. But for that list, like, I was surprised at how many people, not only did I know who they were, it's like, oh, I know who they are. I mean, like, everybody knows who they are, kind of thing. Yeah, so, and like I said, it was cheap to free because that's how it was back in the day. And anyway, so the denouement of my Bumbershoot story with Seattle is after the corporate overlords took over and the corporate hymns were flowing freely, this thing that we don't really like to talk about happened and shut everything down for the last 2 years. You might have an idea what I'm talking about. And so I have no idea if Bumbershoot is ever coming back again. And it's so sad to think of because it was such an important part of my childhood, adolescence, and early 20s. And such a dollar-friendly experience. But it turned into a monster of itself. So it really maybe was time to put it down. I don't know. Right, exactly, Andre. You remember Earth Day being free when you were a kid. Darlene, you have Summerfest for Days at the Lakefront. That's what's happening here now. Right, yeah, okay, right, exactly. Yeah, this is a good, yep, the holiday weekend is when the stuff happens. Hey, Terry Gilmore, still traipsing around San Diego. Can't stay long, would love to chat, but we'll be lurking. Lurk away. I'm so stoked that you even bothered to come in and say hi to everybody while you're out enjoying your San Diego getaway. Oh, yes, how beautiful is that? So Shakalak, you never thought you'd hear denouement and bumper shoot in the same sentence. Yeah, and there you go. Chatter with statter. You never know what you're going to hear. Let's see here. Oh, Darlene, you make some kind of custard apparently. You might want to have to tell us all about that because Devin has already piqued my interest. Jen, the last 2 times you only went because you got in for free. Yeah, totally. I mean, once it got to be a certain price point, although I have to admit, I was a bit of a snob. Like when I got to that $40 price point, it was just like, well, now, I'm going to go see if I know somebody who can get me in. Because, and then suddenly it was like $100 a day. It was just, oh man, yeah. Yes. Andre, you used to have a festival at the lake in Oakland, but some dumb people stopped it with dumb violence. Yeah, that does happen sometimes. Yeah, okay, so Terry Gilmore, so I wasn't making that up in my head. It was $99 for one day at Bumper Shoot. I couldn't remember if it was for the whole weekend or just one day, but I was just like, no, I really think it's one day. Because I mean, 99 was offensive for the whole weekend, but I remember being I remember being in such disbelief when I heard the new ticket pricing structure for Bumper Shoot that they might as well have said it was, $500 a day. It was just so out of proportion to the reality that I was used to. Yeah, I know. It's all about me. I am the center of my own universe, but gosh darn it, I liked it when Bumper Shoot was free or cheap, so you could literally see, 15 different bands in one day. And the best thing about it was there were so many different kinds. Like, I knew that I liked Wanda Sykes. Not Wanda Sykes. Oh God, what is her name? Wanda Jackson. I knew that I liked Wanda Jackson, but I probably never would have spent a full $15 ticket to go see her, say, at a bar somewhere if she ever came through Seattle. But let me tell you, I got to see a full set of her perform at Bumper Shoot, and she was flippin' amazing. In fact, I dare say, and I am about to start a flame war, but okay, I don't even know how to say this because it's controversial, but that same Bumper Shoot Loretta Lynn performed at on a way bigger stage, obviously. And you know what? Wanda Jackson put on a better show. I'm not saying that Wanda Jackson's better than Loretta Lynn. That's not where I'm going. But that particular, those 2 shows, actually Wanda Jackson put on a better show than Loretta Lynn. Who'd have thunk it? And I never would have seen either of them if it weren't for Bumper Shoot and its super cheap ticket prices. So, that's me just being angry about things used to cost $0.25. Now get off my lawn, I guess, right? Yeah. So Kenny Casey, I remember when the Texas Jam, the Father of the Monsters Rock show, was cheap enough for a broke high school kid to get tickets. That was an awesome show at the Cotton Bowl Stadium. Yeah, no, and I remember, and that was I remember hearing about those shows and seeing, pictures and videos and photo shoots. Yeah, those shows looked huge. Boy, oh boy. Andre, yeah, you don't like the big festivals because they got 3 stages going at the same time and you can't see them all. Usually, I don't have that problem because, I'm so picky about who I want to go see. Like, very rarely are 2 bands playing at the same time that I want to see, but when that does happen, oh, it drives me nuts. Yeah, that is the worst. It's just like, but I came here to see both. I have to make a choice because you can't do both. It's waiting through the crowd and say it's just you miss 2 shows instead of getting to see 1. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, okay. I remember, wait, hold on. Comfortably Yum, you never knew they started charging for bumper shoot? Oh my, yeah, dude, they charge for bumper shoot. Like even I think back in the 80s. I mean, it was like, you know, $10 for 4 days, but yeah, they charged. I don't remember when it was free. That's not true. I do remember when it was free in the sense that I remember commercials for it on TV, but my parents never ever went to that kind of thing. So I didn't go, but I remember it was advertised as being free. So there you go. Oh no, Jen, that sucks. Oh, so you're also on lockdown. Yeah, I hope that you are good. And I know that you got the jab, so you're as good as can be. But yeah, that sucks, you know, and that's, yeah, it's out there. Yeah, so yeah, be careful, everybody. I mean, Jen is a friend from roller derby, and I happen to know that Jen doesn't leave her house. Like, you know, she's not someone who's high risk, and suddenly, like, wow, she finds herself exposed. So, you know, like, let me rephrase that. Jen might have high risk factors that are medically induced. What I mean by high risk, I mean high exposure risk is what I meant to say there. And so, yeah, so even if you never leave the house, like me, it can still, like, don't think it can't happen to you. It apparently is everywhere. And in so many variants. We're not going to talk about it except for I saw this one meme talking about how there's, I guess, a mu variant, which makes sense because that's the Greek alphabet. And someone pointed out it was kind of funny that the mu variant came about right after all the horse dewormer happened and whatever, and it just made me giggle. But really, we probably should get off this topic because this is a depressing topic, and Chatting with Statter is really about things that don't matter, and unfortunately that what we're sort of dancing around the topic of really does matter. So yeah, I'm going to carry on with this rock and roll chat because I see Kenny Casey paid $30 for 2 tickets to the Texas Jam in early 80s. It was so hot, David Lee Roth started spraying the crowd with a fire hose. Kenny Casey, I believe I've seen that footage. I feel like that is iconic footage. And in fact, when I was saying earlier in the chat how I remembered stuff, that was one of the things I was thinking I was remembering. So I think I was remembering right. Awesome. So yeah, Poppy Shaney, if you can swing through the BK drive-thru. That's so funny. Yeah, so oh hey, speaking of festivals, I'd like to remind everybody from last, let's see here, Jen, I don't really have any movie recommendations yet, but if you haven't seen the 1975 Rollerball film, it was remarkably good. I had never seen that movie, and so when I did the roller derby stream, everybody was like, have you seen? Oh, you should see. And they were all very specific, like, it needs to be the 1975 one, not the newer one, whenever that came out. So last night on Twitch, we sort of watched it. I mean, we did. We won't get into why it was difficult. It was difficult, but even still, it was a good movie. Even when it was all twitchy and glitchy, it was a good movie. And so if you haven't actually ever seen that, you can go watch that, because we watched that. It was good. A Day in the Green in Oakland was like 12 bands and only like $25 in the 80s. Yeah, see, super nice. Super nice. I would like that. Yeah, so speaking of festivals, this isn't really a festival. This is just an online virtual concert because it's kind of what we're left with these days. But it's called Tunes in the Dunes, and it is happening September 18th from noon to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or maybe it's Pacific Daylight Time. I don't really know. West Coast time, whatever time we're going to be on that day. And Lono is going to be performing, setting in a performance with, I believe, with his ukulele, because it looks like it's an ukulele concert. Looks like Walt Keale will also be there, and Steven Espanola. So these are some names that we know from the Hamajang Gang. And yeah, I just wanted to remind everybody that Tunes in the Dunes, if you Google that, because I tried to send out links last time and they did not work for me either. So yeah, they didn't work in the stream, and then later on when the chat populated the stream and I rewatched it to see if the links worked, no, the links didn't work for me either. So I'm gonna have to figure out, because I'm gonna have to figure out the settings on that one. Maybe I have to make myself moderator to do that, but I thought I was already moderator. That's not your problem. Yep, just another item on the list of things to maybe figure out. Okay, you have seen it. Yeah, it is awesome. It was oddly good. Way better than I expected. I'll just leave it at that. So, yeah. So, let's see here. What was I going to mention today? Oh, yes. I remember what I was going to mention. So, now that we've lamented about the cost of things, and everybody's just, talking about how they're hanging out at home and being chill, I feel like that's a good thing that you are hanging out at home and being chill, because your life could be so much different. There was, according to a recent newspaper article, there was a fatal shooting at the Lakewood tattoo parlor stemming from a fight over a threesome, records say. Now, I know that the Pacific Northwest has sort of like, what song is this? This song is Southside. Good ear, Anne. You might not have heard this song before, but it is a Lono tune, and it is a Lono tune called Southside, if it's what I think you're hearing over the stream at this very second. Yeah, concerts were cheaper when bands sold records, Andre. That is exactly true. You hit the nail on the head on that. There you go. Yeah, Michael Anthony Smith, I find it very odd that you read that book when you were 10. It just doesn't really, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily seem like a book a 10-year-old would like. But then again, kids who like science fiction from a very young age. So I guess it makes sense. You're a very smart man. Very smart little boy. Let's see. Yeah, no doubt. Every time I look down and see either Cindy or Darlene talking, it's about custard or potato salad or whatever, I am getting hungry too there. But yeah, okay, so Terry, check this out. Right, you're a former Tacoma Steilacoom resident, and Lakewood was always kind of its own set of drama, like drama and Lakewood kind of. Yeah, drama and Lakewood kind of. So, here we go. September 3rd. A double shooting at a Lakewood tattoo parlor stemmed from a fight over a threesome involving the dead man, his sister, and the other victim's girlfriend, according to court documents. Already I'm a little bit confused, right? It started just after 6 p.m. when Gloria Gonzalez, 24, and her brother, Brandon Taj, 19, went to a tattoo parlor on Bridgeport Way to confront an employee there about a past issue. They parked out in front and left Gonzalez's 2 children in the car, ages 2 and 7. Once inside, Taj allegedly punched the employee, possibly breaking his nose, and started a fight. He fired several rounds at the employee, but he did not strike him. The employee then pulled out a license gun and returned fire at Taj, hitting him at least 4 times in the chest. Gonzalez and Taj left the tattoo parlor, and he collapsed. I know I shouldn't be laughing, but just wait. And he collapsed on the sidewalk out front. That's when another employee was shot by Gonzalez, records say. He stated that after the shooting stopped and Taj and the defendant ran out of the shop, he attempted to close the front door, but was confronted by the defendant, who was standing in the parking lot holding a handgun. The second employee stated the defendant accused him of shooting her brother, and then she fired at least 1 round, striking him in the left buttocks. Police were called to the area and found a chaotic scene, records say. You don't say. So Gonzalez, she's the sister, remember, sister of the dead dude, was standing outside the shop screaming and waving around a pistol, covered in blood, and yelling about who shot her brother. Officers took her into custody after watching her charge a man and shove him. So everybody basically bunch of people taken to bunches of hospitals, and her brother did end up dying. So the deal was that police said she was intoxicated when she was arrested. This is the sister, and told detectives about the employee at the tattoo. Okay. Police said she was intoxicated when arrested and told detectives the employee at the tattoo parlor was mad about a threesome that she and her dead brother had with the employee's girlfriend. So, yeah. And so, welcome to Lakewood. I mean, like, seriously. So, brother and sister had a threesome with some other chick, and now people are dead, and it's just, no, it's not funny. I know it's not, but yeah. I couldn't help but laugh when I saw that, because it was so flippin' confusing. And it was just like, yeah, that's exactly what would happen in Lakewood. And so what I was wondering is, does anybody else, I mean, we've had things in the area that are even more disturbing than what I just read you. There's the Enumclaw horse incident, which I don't suggest you Google that, because it will be worse than if you Google manhole cover. But, you know, we've definitely had some crazy stuff go down in the Pacific Northwest Puget Sound area. And I'm just wondering, I know we are not the only place. We're not the only place that has crazy people, because crazy people are everywhere. And so I'm just wondering if all y'all have, have a story. Like, here's another crazy story. I was driving home from work one afternoon, going through White Center, and I looked down the block, and there's this guy running down the street in his boxers, like holding his clothes, like he full on, like at a TV show or movie, he full on obviously had just jumped out of somebody's window that he was not supposed to be at, running down. It was one of the craziest things I've seen. Not the craziest thing I've seen. So yeah, I'm just wondering, if all y'all, yeah, shock, everybody's a little too young for this conversation. Yeah, everybody's too young for this conversation. Oh, really, Terry Gilmore? Lakewood was frou-frou back in the day? Sounds like things have gotten started. Yeah, no, Lakewood, see, I never thought of Lakewood as frou-frou. I always knew of it as a little bit more, yeah, a little more black market and shady. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I know, Jen, right? We shouldn't be laughing, but it's just like, how can you not laugh at the whole situation? It's just, yeah. Yeah, hey, Rick, actually, you are right and you are wrong. There's a couple different, actually, know what? You might be right. Never mind. Yeah, listen to what Rick has to say about Radio Kihei. And thanks for covering for Mad Statter. Somebody has to be the Lono-brarian when I'm chattering away on other topics, as it were. And let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Poppy Shaney. Sister, buttocks, three-way, drunks. This is too crazy to be fake. Precisely. And, the thing is really, when I read it, my first thought was, well, where's Florida Man in all this? And it's like, Florida Man gets a bad rap because every place has a Florida Man. Or I guess in this case, it would probably be like Florida Woman. But, Florida Man, he's dead because he was with his sister. I mean, but seriously, doesn't this story just sound sort of like, well, that sounds like something that could have happened in Florida? No offense to Florida, but you know, I mean, it's a meme, so I'm, you know, come on. Let's see here. Oh, Poppy Shaney, it's your anniversary today. I must have missed that in the chat. I'm so sorry, but happy anniversary to you. Wow, excellent. I won't ask how many years, because then you have to do math that sometimes you don't want to do. So, yeah. So let's see here. What are we talking about? Christopher Graves, Black Market and Shady, your kind of place. Yeah, well, you know, yeah. There you go. Lakewood has its charms. Don't get me wrong, but it is actually, Lakewood is a huge, and this is totally has nothing to do with the hoity-toity frou-frou, has nothing to do with the Black Market and Shady. Lakewood is literally like right outside of the Joint Base Lewis McChord Army Air Force compound. So it's heavily influenced by the military in very weird ways. Yeah, it's a very Lakewood is its own thing. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, no, exactly. Where I was laughing, bullet in the buttocks. I mean, that's just a funny phrase anyway. And let's see, so, oh, okay, oh, hey, Photo Luke, good to see you. Thank you so much for swinging in. I'm so glad that you're taking time out on this holiday weekend to chill with all of us here in the Statterbox. For those of you who don't know, Photo Luke Hawaii is a content creator for both YouTube and Twitch. I believe I had his schedule written down along with a bunch of other people's, and I completely lost that note. But I do know Tuesdays and Thursdays on Twitch, right around 11 a.m. Pacific time, Photo Luke is live. And I also know that Wednesday and Saturday he's on YouTube. Wednesday, I think, also 11 a.m. Pacific time live. The Saturday shows are a little fuzzy for me because some of them are so early that I'm still sleeping. So I'm not going to tell you those. But what I am going to tell you is go check out Photo Luke and his videos because they're super flippin' awesome. And if you want a street level view of what's going on in Hawaii, or what's going on down on the beaches, or if you just want to hang out and people watch at the beach while, you know, watch surfers try to surf, etc., Photo Luke is where you get your dose of Hawaii every single day. If you need a vacation in Hawaii just for like 10 minutes or like 2 hours, Photo Luke has a video for you that is either 10 minutes or like 2 hours. You can take a trail ride. No, not a trail ride. Trail hike, and you wonder, oh my God, is he gonna die? Or you can just walk through the grocery store with him. The variety is incredible, whatever you're in the mood for. I strongly recommend checking out Photo Luke either on Twitch or on YouTube or on both. And that is what I have to say about that. So, Andre, you were driving to your house in East Oakland one night and you were coming up the street and saw a bus on fire, and some people from a sideshow just decided to burn a bus. Depending upon the neighborhood that I was driving through, and you're in East Oakland, so I can, yeah, depending on the neighborhood that I was driving through, I could totally see that happening. Like if I drove through Georgetown or even South Park, actually, these are places just south of Seattle, I would 1000% not be surprised, which makes little to no sense, but either way. So, shock downtown Newport news. You only drive your friend home down one street and take a very specific back out and do not suffer anything. Now, Newport, I think of Newport, Rhode Island, but I'm getting the impression that you are not talking about Newport, Rhode Island, because Newport, Rhode Island is supposed to be super hoity. Yeah, and where military towns get really strange sometimes. You lived in Colorado Springs for years, Fort Carson, yeah. That's, yeah, all the big, yeah. Colorado Springs gets weird for a lot of reasons. First off, super high-end, not just any military, like high-end military. And then you've got that whole religious thing. And then you've got all the Air Force, the schools. So, like, yeah, Colorado Springs is its own thing. But I totally grew up in a military town. And absolutely, a military town is its own thing. And I will, if I can help it, I will never live in another military town again. The culture there is not conducive to my happiness. But in fact, the culture there, it's a transient culture is what it is, which is through nobody's fault of their own. I mean, the people get shipped there and then stay there 3 years and then leave. And then, so, you know, it's the nature of the community, and the circumstances that built that community. And it's not my vibe. Yeah, Terry Gilmore. Okay, yeah, the South Tacoma Boulevard end of Lakewood has always been sketchy, and that, my friend, is the area of Lakewood that I am, more familiar with, shall we say. Yeah. So, Andre, a sideshow is when they decide to take over an intersection and take turns doing donuts and being dangerous and crazy. Oh, that is not the interpretation of sideshow that I was talking about. I was talking about sideshows like circus sideshow freaks, like people who do, you know, strange, like who juggle flaming chainsaws and who hang heavy objects from body parts kind of sideshow. And I could totally see a sideshow like for art, finding a bus to burn. Your sideshow is not as artistically inclined as what I had envisioned. Yeah, isn't that funny? Very different interpretations of that phrase that I took versus what you meant. Oops. Yeah, Jen, exactly. That part of Tacoma and Lakewood does have some good grocery stores. That's where high percentage of the good the Asian marts of all flavors, from Indian to Vietnamese to, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's Scumperly Yum. South Park could be scary at times. Absolutely, it could be. And when we're talking about South Park, we're not talking about the cartoon at all. We're talking about this area in south of Seattle, just across the river from Boeing Field, basically, and very fertile garden grounds because it's on a river plain. But other than that, yeah, that's all I'll say about South Park. Sideshow created in Oakland and now all over the West Coast. Oh, so is that why everybody's doing that now in Seattle? Because like that whole donut thing in the streets and whatever, hugely popular on Alki, and then a couple summers ago when all of the protests were happening on Capitol Hill, so like all the Seattle police were up dealing with the protesters, the rest of the city was burning. The rest of the city was basically full of people doing the sideshow stuff with the wheelies and the whatever. I mean, it was kind of chaotic actually last summer, I have to say. When looking back on it, it's just like, I don't really know. I mean, I don't even know how to describe what last summer was. It was just kind of chaotic. Yeah. Lona, hey, good to see you. I'm glad you're able to swing in on this holiday weekend. Let's see here. Oh yes, Photo Luke. Marilyn McQueen, hey, good to see you too. I'm so stoked. Well, actually, Jen, the diversity taxes is a form of protest, but I wholeheartedly believe that the crowd at Alki was just taking advantage of no cops. It had nothing, like the drag racing and all of the car kind of stuff is a constant and has been at Alki. Like, it's a constant battle. You know, they start doing it at the drop of a flipping hat. And so it is, and with motorcycles, oh God, yeah. So I think the Alki, the other ones across the cities, I totally could have been. In fact, the ones downtown might have been. But the ones that were happening on Alki Beach, I have no doubt in my mind, they were just a bunch of kids having fun because they knew they could get away with it. And I mean, you know, yeah, they totally could get away with it. So if you're going to do it, go do it now, because you're not going to, you know, I mean, I'm not judging. The only thing I'm judging is, wow, man, last summer was wild. That's all I'm judging. Yeah, no, I've heard, Andre, of the Sideshows on the Bay Bridge, which just I'm stunned whenever I hear about people who try to pull stuff on the Bay Area Bridge and, you know, the fact that they managed to stop the traffic, etc. Oh my God. It's just, yeah. So let's see here. Alki can get totally crazy, Marilyn. I mean, and so like I said, when the cops were all busy doing other stuff, Alki kind of, well, yeah, it kind of got to be its own thing, which is one reason why, like, even though I've shown some of you folks on a previous stream may have seen a video of the drive around Alki. I mean, it's a gorgeous place to live, but it's a kind of it's a pain in the arse neighborhood to live in for a lot of reasons. Accessibility being only one of them. You know, what happens after dark on Alki can be loud and rowdy and not conducive to peace and quiet. If that's what you're looking for, Alki can kind of be a nightmare. So, you know. So let's see here. Oh yeah, Photo Luke, of course. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you so much, Photo Luke, for being such a great reminder for this. Yeah, like, subscribe, notify, whatever you want to do. I would love it if you haven't already hit the like button to do that. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you did that too. Yeah, let's see here. Shock. Local scandal. Paying not attention to statter because believe. All right, you're allowed. Yeah, I know, Andre, flying cars seem like a real bad idea for all sorts of reasons. Like, suddenly lane changes become three-dimensional, and I don't know if people have enough awareness for that. Yeah, I just don't know. So, yeah, Jen, the ex lived there, and it's definitely a love-hate location. Without a doubt, I cannot badmouth Alki because it's where I go when I want a beach experience. It's one of the best places to wander from little bar to bar, get a little bit to eat there, smell the salt breeze, ride your bike to and from, roller skate, whatever. I don't roller skate, plenty of people do. But you know, it's yeah. There's other things too, and it's just that make it not so nice. So now, comfortably, you're right. In the snow, it is very quiet. That is true, but that's not what I think of Alki for. So, yeah, you're right. Drones are bad enough. Absolutely. Lona, oh, okay. I can't. My feed that I'm looking at, I do not see how many likes or dislikes, etc. So I'm liking the stats you're feeding me. 16 likes, 0 unlikes. So perfect. And yeah, Michael Anthony Smith, we're not going to fly cars. I would like to hope not. I mean, I really would like to hope not. It just doesn't make not economical. It doesn't make environmental sense with the amount of power you would need. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe like they'll have magnetic levitation cars like they always said they would, but I don't know. Oh, now you're keeping track. Now we've got 22. Thanks, Lono. Awesome. Yes. That's so cool. Let's see here. Oh, Aware. Yeah, you hear them roaring around the highway a few miles away. You love the speed, but go to a track day and learn some real racing stuff. Yeah. It's really weird where I live just a few blocks from a freeway, highway, that comes from, like, if you were at Alki Beach and you're going south to hit I-5, you have to use the freeway that goes right by my house. And I can hear during certain summer nights, right around 10:30, when Alki Beach closes up for the most part, I hear this group of motorcyclists that, honestly, I swear I can hear them coming just off of the beach. And then they're on the flatlands, but then they have to rev up to go up this really steep hill before they hit the plateau that I happen to live on. And it's just, you can hear them coming for miles. Yeah. And it's just like, they're not going slow. Let me just put it to you that way. You can hear them coming for miles, but you don't hear them for very long. And it's just, it's kind of scary. I'm always glad that I'm not the one that's on the freeway when they come through, and I'm just in my house, because they go fast. Yeah. Oh, wow. Rick just had an altercation with drunk guys hanging outside the bar, being really obnoxious on the corner of our neighborhood. Cops were called, had to this time. Wow, gosh, Darlene, you actually have a neighborhood bar, like, that's in the corner of your neighborhood. I really wish that I did have one of those, and I'm really glad that I don't have one of those. I mean, I guess I have one that's like a half a mile away, so that's close enough. The car submarine from that Bond movie. I don't know what Bond movie you're talking about, but that would be pretty cool, actually. I'm assuming it just sort of encapsulates and then goes under the water. Sounds good. Oh, yeah, Rick. Yes, Rick, as he's telling Photo Luke, all right, yeah, I'll relive this nightmare. So I tried to do a movie stream last night on Twitch, and the Hamajang Gang, the Statterbox crew, the Lolo crew, Ohana, man, they came through so hardcore. They hung out through the glitchiest tech. I mean, like a 2-hour, 20-minute movie took like 3.5 hours for reasons we will not get into. And still, I managed to have a good time. I think everybody else had a good time. And despite the tech nightmare, we're kind of thinking about doing it again. Now, we're going to try to solve the tech nightmare before we do it again. But yeah, dude, it was Twitching was fun last night. I wish that you could have hung out, or that you could have swung by. Yeah, Highway 14 by the Columbia River, road racing. Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, I think I know that highway by the Columbia River, actually. And yep. Andre, you have an old school neighborhood bar, but you never go. Well, yeah, I know. You said, though, that you were never a bar type because of the smokes, and because you probably had to maybe walk by that neighborhood bar when you were a kid, and those dudes at 7 o'clock in the morning were, drinking booze. Oh, dude, Rick, you have 2 bars that you can see from your front door? Wow, you're in like the heart of things. Oh, goodness gracious. Wow. Yeah, no, no, the Chinese food restaurant down the street from my house has a bar. And it's one of my favorite bars in town, actually, because it's like super old school, like way dark, everything's red and dark, dimly lit, the way a Chinese food restaurant bar should be. But I haven't been, in a while for reasons, because they don't have outdoor seating, and in like the month that indoor seating was allowed in Seattle, I just didn't bother to go because I didn't realize that they wouldn't allow. I didn't know we were gonna go backwards. Yeah, so it was Octopussy, which 80s supercar it was supposed to be, but you thought it was really cool as a kid. I'm sure it wasn't a DeLorean, right? I mean, that was the 80s supercar in my head. Marilyn McQueen, I wish you could have too, but at the same time, I think you wish you couldn't have. You might be happier that you didn't. It really was, see, the problem was, or I'm thinking the problem was, I was streaming off of a free software called Pluto, or a free website called Pluto TV, and it was gonna have ads in the movie, and I thought the ads would be fine because commercial breaks are good because you have to go take care of things during commercial breaks sometimes. So I thought, oh, that shouldn't be a problem. Well, Pluto TV, I think, could sense, they're techie. They've been around for a while, and I think that they knew that I was streaming, and so they were specifically like choking the feed, or whatever. And because today when I watched it again, or watched part of the movie again, without any of my streaming software going, oh, dude, it was smooth as silk, and it flowed. So I think that they were onto us, and it was a poor experience as far as the movie goes, but hanging out with everybody was super fun. I had a good time, even though I'm gonna Photo Luke, right now my Twitch sitch is a little bit up in the air. I'm kind of doing both the YouTube and the Twitchy thing, but after last night's stream, I have like 46 followers, and my viewers are kind of high, so I might just try for affiliate in the next month, just even though that's not really, I hadn't planned on trying for affiliate this quick or anything, but it's just like, well, shoot, if the numbers are already there and leading towards it, maybe I'll go for it. So, next time I have a vague idea of when I'll be doing Twitch, I'll definitely let folks know. So, that's how that works. So, Milwaukee needs all that places to serve that beer. Yep, there you go. Andre, you live someplace where you have so many restaurants and bars 2 blocks away. Gosh, I really wish I did. The Chinese restaurant, I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's been there since like 1952. It's old and kitschy and wonderful. But to get there, you kind of have to walk on it's a really industrial main street that doesn't have sidewalks, and it's just annoying. I don't like it. It was Pluto, Mickey's evil dog that loves DoorDash and eHarmony. That is correct, Andre. That pretty much sums up our experience last night. Oh, no, okay, that's hysterical. Google Anware tells me, no, it wasn't a DeLorean. Google says it was a Lotus. Yeah, that's a little bit different now, isn't it? Okay, oops. A Lotus, a Spree. Okay, I think that's a little fancier than just a DeLorean. Just a little. So, oh, okay, so it wasn't Octopussy, it was the spy who loved me. All right. Yeah, well, I mean, Rick, there is something to be said. You got to have clean water in order to do the beer, because everything's got to be sterile if you're going to be canning it. So there is something to be said for making sure your liquid intake is nice and pure. That's why I like water beer. It doesn't have to, I don't want beer that I can chew. I'll just have beer that I can drink. Thank you. Andre, you even have an old school ice cream diner, diner maybe, called Fenton's. It was a feature in the movie Up. Oh, nice. I actually, there's a neighborhood in Spokane, and I'm not going to tell you what neighborhood it is because I don't remember. I think it's called it's the Garden District. But they have a neighborhood ice cream parlor called Doyle's, and Doyle's is only open, I think 6 to 8 months out of the year, summertime. And oh God, talk about old fashioned. It's white and red and 1950s, and they make, their own ice cream. Oh, it is, their lemon velvet ice is to die for. It's just delicious. Oh, really? DeLorean, you think, is a fancier car than some Lotuses is? Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that the Lotuses were pretty fancy cars. I see a lot of DeLoreans in Seattle. Not a lot, but I see a few DeLoreans. I mean, I know somebody who has a DeLorean in Seattle. I don't know anybody who has a Lotus. Yeah. Let's see here. Worked in liquor department at 21 years old. Older customers wouldn't buy from you. What? Why not? Hold on. I worked in liquor department at 21. Older customers wouldn't buy from you. But I met Jack Lord and his wife. He was amused because I poked my eye with my glasses. He thought I was fangirling, but really you weren't. That's funny. That sounds exactly like something I do. It's like, I don't even know who you are, man. I'm just an awkward person, and I poked myself in the eye with my own glasses, even though I've been wearing glasses since I was, 3 years old. Yeah. That sounds like something I would totally do. Let's see here. Cindy Krause, we've got a good idea here, watching a movie together. We'll figure it out. You have faith. Gosh, thank you so much for having that faith in me. I hope to live up to that. But I will tell you this, who kind of deserves a hero of my day yesterday, Ann Ware. Shoot, dude. She's all in the background like, okay, so I've got this backup plan. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna do this. I'm gonna maybe figure out how to stream myself. I mean, it's like, really? You're gonna figure out how to stream like within hours? Because it took me months, and and honestly, I think she almost did. Like, oh my God, she's so flippin' smart. Dude, Ann Ware was there. She's like, all right, well, I sort of figured it out, except for there's this other glitch, and because you aren't in Prime, you wouldn't be invited, and blah, blah, blah. But seriously, dude, I have no doubt in my mind that if I can't figure out how to stream a movie, Ann flippin' Ware will, because I think she flippin' figured it out how to do it last night. While we were busy watching a movie and just being like, ha ha, there's James Caan with no shirt on again. I wonder why that's happening. She's all over there in the background. Okay, so if I reconfigure the mind drive, I can hack into the back system, and then everybody with their nose up to the screen will be able... I mean, seriously, dude, she was like reworking... She was like wearing a short skirt and a long jacket. She was taking care of business, looking up plans, all those things. Your coffee stand, spoon, stand is a spoon. My favorite brews are thick and oh so ebony in color. Yes, Lona, if you're talking about coffee, it definitely needs to be, the blackest of the black. Oh, well, but still though, that doesn't make sense. I mean, if it's not their... E.T., Elaine, it's not their job to check your ID. It's your job to check their ID. Like, on... That's funny. That is a really weird reason not to buy booze from somebody, because you think that they're not old enough? Well, why would they be behind the counter if they're not old enough? But okay, I guess less work for you then, or whatever. That is so weird. Oh, right, if Twitch doesn't work, we could sort out a Zoom party. Yeah, I guess that could work too. Yeah, I'm not a Zoomer, so I don't, or is Zoomer a new generation? I'm not somebody who's ever organized a Zoom meeting. I've only just shown up, so see, once again, even the most basic tech is just like, speaking of which, actually, I was kind of thinking I might make a standalone, not live video, but just sort of a standalone video, talking about all the things that I did not know before I started streaming, things I still do not know, even though I am streaming, just to encourage people who don't know anything to get into this, because if you wait until you know something, you're never going to know enough, and you're going to think yourself out of it. And so my advice to no one who has asked it is, if you want to start streaming, dude, just do it. Jump in. Oh, did my music stop? I think we hit the end? No, we did not hit the end. And the music did not stop. Never mind. Let's see here. So, Pixar building is built on the site of the old Del Monte Cannery that a long time ago there was an old baseball stadium. Your granddad watched baseball games on Del Monte Water Tower. Wow, neat, Andre. Gosh, you have such deep roots in that area. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, Darlene, I was shocked to even see you and Rick hang out for as long as all y'all did. I mean, yeah, it was getting late. It wasn't supposed to be that late. That was not the intention. But I think you understand how and why that ended up happening. Yeah. Yeah, if it's private, it's no copyright worries. I think there's a bunch of it. Like, honestly, come for the I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I had rented the movie and had it downloaded for a minute and then streamed it. We wouldn't maybe have had the same problems as opposed to just streaming straight from Pluto's site. I don't know. There's a lot of different potential issues. Like, I don't know. I think we're gonna just have to see on a case by case basis. Because here's the deal. I saw a streamer on Twitch streaming the Cinderella movie that literally was just released by Amazon Prime, like within this past week. She streamed that movie twice, and the first time she streamed it, I watched it, the whole thing from start to finish in her Twitch stream, and it was no problem at all. Now, I'm sorry, but if anything, if the machine is going to be out for blood for anything, I would like to think that it's a brand new release of the new Amazon Prime Cinderella movie, right? I mean, if anything's going to get caught up in the algorithm, and she managed to stream it twice. So there's got to be a way. I just haven't. The first step of figuring out what the problem was, for me at least, was today I needed to go back to Pluto and see, like, okay, so was Pluto just twitching out, or was Pluto maybe choking on purpose? And I'm coming away with the impression that they were maybe choking on purpose. So okay, that gives me a clue as to a potential, like, well, how do we not have that happen? So we'll see. Well, yeah, okay, Photo Luke, yeah, you can, okay, Photo Luke says you can stream anything, but if you leave it up, then it's a risk. See, now, and that's my logic. That was my logic for doing this movie night, because I'm not an affiliate on Twitch. If you're not an affiliate on Twitch, they don't save your movies. You've got no video on demand capability. And so basically, as soon as you're done streaming, boom, it's off the server. And so I figured, I have no doubt that we can't do this regularly, but I figured before I get affiliate status, we might as well maybe have fun with it. And if they're just going to take it off automatically, then what do I really have to worry in regards to copyright strikes, right? So this was my logic. So then I went and found the rollerball. Well, I was a cheapskate, and I was like, we'll just use the one that's on the free streaming software because it has ads. Because I was thinking having ads might actually be handy. And I'm cheap. But also, I mean, I had a mental discussion, and I decided, you know what? Ads can be handy, so let's just try this. And the site did not like it at all. So, yeah, so that is, so basically I'm gonna keep trying it, and honestly, if it does end up working out, like, yeah, dude, I might just do a movie night, once every other week or something to hang out, and then just remove it off the Twitch feed if I eventually get affiliate and have some video on demand. I don't know, I haven't really figured out exactly how to balance the whole Twitch YouTube thing, or if I'm going to move everything to Twitch, or what, this is sort of a influx situation, but Twitch is super fun. And it seems like the movie idea was kind of popular. And so I at least want to try it one more time. Possibly more, but, I at least want to try it one more time. So, yeah, Andre, Pluto bites, so be careful. Yeah, we all got bitten yesterday, or at least a little nipped, so, Um, let's see here. Yep, okay, Chalk, you got it. Paddle the canoe, y'all. You better believe it. That's what this song is all about, or at least it was. I'm not sure if we're listening to the same one now that I think about it. Oh, no, we still are. Yep, paddle that canoe, y'all. Gosh, you know, Rick, I've never seen Planet of the Apes either. There's a lot of movies I've never seen. And, yeah, that's one of them. Oh, by the way, Rick, I don't remember if I said this last night, although I think I might have. Your Rick foot is awesome, but your Prel commercial, your Prel Lono situation, it's so cute. I love that. I think I might request that drop for Andy to play tomorrow. It's comfortably yes, I've seen Space Odyssey, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not like, no, we're not. I don't want a movie that's 4 flippin' hours long. That's not the kind of movie that I'm into. I get bored really, really, really quick. The fact that Rollerball was as long as it was actually intimidated me greatly, but it was a good enough movie that it held my interest. But no, Space Odyssey, you can do that, but we will not be doing Space Odyssey. Nope. We might, I would do Man Who Fell to Earth before I do Space Odyssey. But no Space Odyssey. No. And oh yeah, no, okay, good, yeah. Oh hell no, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have seen it. It has been forced upon me. I don't really want to. I know, right, Jen? It's so long. It's just like, no, we're not even. I don't care how good of a movie it is, which frankly I don't think it's that good of a movie. But I don't care how good of a movie it is. We're not gonna watch that movie. So yeah. Oh yeah, Andre, I'm the exact same way. If I'm alone, I can never sit through a whole movie, and sometimes it takes me days because it's just like I'm bored, and I've walked out so many times that I don't even know where I'm at. So it's like, all right, stop. We'll come back to this. Blah blah blah. Yeah, totally. So Mad Statter, the President's Analyst would be great for shared viewing experience. Okay, so hold on. We're going to get back to that one. We've got Space Jam a couple times, and you know, I've never seen Space Jam. I do know that when it first came out, it was sort of mocked, but now it kind of seems to be like a cult classic. So we might need to do that. And then let's see here. Rick, you thanked Darlene for filming that Prel hallucination. Yeah, the chemicals in Prel, man, they really got to you. I can tell that they went to your head. That was definitely a hallucination. Now, Shock, going back to you, the President's Analyst would be great for shared viewing. I don't even know what movie that is. I don't know what era that's from. I don't know who is in it. I don't know who it's about. I mean, I guess more specifically, I don't know which president it's about or which President's Analyst it's about. Anyway, I know I can Google it, and I will later probably, but tell me, what is that movie about a little bit? Just, you know, show me, give me an abstract, shall we? Shall you? May I ask for that, please? Right, exactly, Michael Anthony Smith, Bowie in Man Who Fell to Earth. I liked that movie a lot. I stumbled upon it when I was a very young kid on late night TV, and I like that movie a lot. So let's see here. Well, Andre, which spaceman, the old one or the new one? Well, I would assume the old one, because that's quite honestly, actually, I'm really glad that you asked that question, because as I was saying it, I was like, wait, is Space Jam an old movie or a new movie? Because I thought that there was a new version of it, or else I was like, wait, did I think there was an old version of it? So I think I would like to do the old version, but honestly, I haven't seen either. So if people prefer one or the other, I guess, I mean, I don't know which one, the old one or the new one. Good question. Oh, okay. No president shows up. So you don't know who's president? What? Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to Google that movie because I don't even know what to mean of take of that. Spaceballs. Yeah, no, okay, Spaceballs, you know what? I've never seen you could fill a whole book of movies that I've never seen. I've never seen Spaceballs. I've seen enough clips of it to like know that I probably would like it because it sounds like a stupid, goofy film. So Spaceballs, yeah, that sounds funny too. Okay, so Jen, there's legit only one, so it's the old one. The old one is the one legit Space Jam. Okay. That's okay. And Elaine is confirming, oh no, we're talking about the original Space Jam here. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's 1967. Oh, well, that's why I don't know about this movie. James Coburn is the president's analyst, and all the world powers are trying to kidnap him. Oh, no. Well, that, I don't know. I'll have to read more about it, because that doesn't sound very interesting, but, Rollerball to me also didn't sound interesting, but then I like read a little bit more about it and I was like, oh wait, I totally am judgmental and wrong about this movie. So, all right, let's see if I'm totally judgmental and wrong about that movie. I'll have to look more into that. Let's see here. Okay, oh, LeBron is the new one, and then, okay, why did I think that Michael Jordan was in both of them? No, I think it would have to be the Michael Jordan one that we would have to watch. I'm of that era, so that's just how that works. So Michael Anthony Smith, awesome, yeah, consider this my vote for Bowie. Yeah, I can appreciate that. I will be taking notes. I've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit either, because I'm like that. My sister loved that movie, but, you know, I've already mentioned her a billion times. She's an animator, so wonder why. Let's see here. Yeah, Rick, actually, oh, wait, shock. It's a comedy? The President's Analyst is a comedy? Okay, all right. Now I'm very intrigued. All right, suddenly, like, okay, all right, okay. Huh? Okay, all right, okay. Really? Okay. Let's see here. Yes, I have seen the whole, well, okay, actually, Andre, you know what? Okay, actually, let's go back. So, Rick, start charting movie requests, and we can set up a YouTube vote. That sounds like a good plan. Wait, can you vote on YouTube? I guess, maybe? We'll figure something out. But yeah, some sort of vote, some sort of whatever, we'll do that. And yeah, because I am going to be taking notes of all these movie requests. And then, Andre, you have seen the whole movie, The Band That Fell to Earth. Not too many have. Honestly, Andre, I don't think I've seen the whole movie. I've seen the whole movie as it was presented to me, but it was on television, and you know they do edit stuff for television. Now, granted, it was on in the middle of the night showing on an obscure cable TV channel, so it probably wasn't heavily edited and things like that, but I'm sure there was some... I can't promise I've seen the whole thing, but I've seen as much of the whole thing as I was capable of seeing, so, sort of. Yeah. Shock, she's just like, does nobody remember this movie? It was super wacky. That's so funny. I'm gonna have to ask that movie sounds like something that my boss would have watched and liked. Her whole family would have thought it was. I'm gonna have to ask my boss if she's seen that movie. The President's Analyst? Yeah, I'm gonna ask her about that. Hey, where you're so cute, singing along. Pokey. Yeah, I'm not gonna sing, sorry. Yep, yeah, I'm glad you're singing. Let's see here. Off the Grid with Sam Elliott. I'll watch Sam Elliott all day long. I don't think I know what Off the Grid is. Is that firefighter movie that he did a few years ago? I will tell you this, though. Yeah, Sam Elliott is one of those dudes who, honestly, I have yet to meet a female who doesn't go, oh, just a little bit with Sam Elliott. I don't know what it is about his mustache or his white hair or whatever I don't know what it is, but I think every woman has just a little bit of a when it comes to Sam Elliott. And I can't really think of any other man that is so universally appealing. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Comfortably Young. Yeah, you can do polls on YouTube. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Michael Anthony Smith, Roger Rabbit is good. Yeah, well, it was a critically acclaimed movie for a lot of reasons, apparently. Off the Grid or Off Grid is an amazing and quirky movie. Then it's probably not the firefighter movie I was thinking of. Oh, well, now that's an idea, E.T. Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3 Saturdays in a row, or maybe, whatever, 3 of the events in a row, per se. Yeah, Rick, I was always under the impression that Twitch was the one that did the polls, but, I'm not, I think on the community page, or like the about page of my Chatter with Statter channel, I might be able to like post something. And I mean, I guess if I can post a link, now that I think about it, I could post a link to on the description of any of the videos, and it could take you to like a Google Doc or a, online poll or whatever. Yeah, there's ways to do it. But yeah, I didn't think that YouTube had that feature, but I don't really know. So let's see here. Sam Elliott is not the key thing. Sorry, A. Well, he might not be for you. I'm just saying that when it comes to actors, like, there's a lot of universally appealing male actors, but Sam Elliott seems to cross a range that no other actor manages to come close to. I mean, young, old, it doesn't matter if, I don't know, it's the strangest thing. Yeah. So, Chocolat Groundhog Day the first weekend in February. Well, now that is a good idea. That is a good idea. And then for Mad Statters, how about the movie It's a Mad, Mad World, a very fast-moving comedy with lots of big-name actors in the 60s. Okay, see, these are all good suggestions. I've eMusic, I've heard of that movie, I think, but shock of all shocks, I have not seen that movie. I mean, honestly, at this point, I dare you guys to list a movie I have seen, right? I mean, that's what it seems like at this point. Okay, looks like lots of people are stoked on the whole Mad Mad World, world thing, so okay. Let's see, Cindy Krause, remember back when Andy was on YouTube and he auctioned everything? Was it Sharon who kept tabs? No, it was Danny Settle who kept tabs of the counts and the everything. I know because I happened to win one of the, actually I won, okay, so the other Honu's not in arm's reach, but I've won 2 of these Honu. The other one is a little bit bigger and it's also a pin. So yeah, I was Danny Settle. I worked with Danny Settle many a times. In fact, she had to make a judgment call between me and Honey Girl. And even though Honey Girl, I think technically won, because Honey Girl had like kept winning and then returning the gift, Danny, I think, just made the judgment call just to be like, let's just get this over with. And so that's how I won this. And I'm so glad that I did. And I'm so thankful that Danny Settle made the choice that she did, because goodness, come on, if you're going to return it, then stop bidding. Some people want it, like me. I was being very selfish at that point, I will admit. So let's see here. Andre, yeah, I think it's the Sam Elliott voice. I do. I think it's his voice that is what drive women wild, because, I mean, he's cute, but he's not, I mean, yeah, it's gotta be. I think it's his voice. You are correct. Okay, Shock, you got me. I have seen Rollerball. That is true. That is true. That is true. Where, actually Whip It would be a good movie to see. I could carry on with the differences between flat track and bank track derby, just like my the last stream. Whip It could be super fun, and it's not that long of a movie, which I kind of like because my attention span sometimes goes. But I'm gonna write. Yeah, we're gonna be writing this all down. Rollerball. Well, I have not seen the newest Rollerball, Rick, but the 1975 one. You are correct. That is. I did see that. Okay, you got me. Andre, have I seen Decline of Western Civilization? I've seen parts 1 and parts 2 for Decline of Western Civilization, and I've actually seen the Penelope Spheris movie. What is it called? Suburbia, which is an incredibly dark film, and it happens to be one of my favorite movies, with the exception of some of the animal scenes that were filmed under questionable circumstances. But Suburbia actually is one of my favorite movies. I like Penelope Spheris. Clueless, stupid movie. Greatest brain candy in the world. I love that movie. Penelope Spheris is remarkably talented. And then, of course, I have seen Sid and Nancy. Yes, that Alex Cox film was part of my adolescence. So, yes, I definitely have seen Sid and Nancy. Yeah, exactly. Movies should list Sam Elliott's mustache as its own separate character. It is, yes, one iconic cookie duster. Oh, that is so cute. Cookie duster. That is a Ned Flanders saying, if I've ever heard it. Yeah, where exactly? He's got a smirk. Yeah, Sam Elliott has a smirk that is just. It's so funny too, because with that cookie duster hiding the smirk, how do you see the smirk? It's such a strong smirk that it overwhelms the cookie duster. Yeah, exactly, Andre. Danny Settle stepped in and settled that matter precisely. Oh, you watched Whip It shortly after the roller derby stream that you watched? Fantastic. Yeah, Cindy Krause, I think that's a good point. Rotate the genres, comedy, drama, whatever. Yeah, I definitely think that's a good point. For sure. And yeah, Mel Brooks movies, right, there's a quadrillion of them that isn't Spaceballs a Mel Brooks movie, or did I make that up? Spaceballs is a Mel Brooks movie, right? Okay, well. Let's see here. Oh, okay, so Andre, you saw Suburbia in London as a teenager when it first came out. Yeah, it's a great movie. I actually, the book is good too. But actually the movie, I like the movie better than the book, and that's one of the few times that I can say that. Yeah. E.T. Guerrero, yeah, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, that definitely is something that I think we probably could all enjoy. Brazil, no, Shock, I've never seen Brazil, and well, first off, that's a really long movie, isn't it? And I don't know, I'm afraid of the movie Brazil. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see Brazil, but it sounds like you maybe don't want to see Brazil either. Babette's Feast, I have literally never heard of that. So Lona, let's see here, not a suggestion, but The Butcher's Wife is a rom-com feel-good movie about a backwoods seer who marries a meat market owner guy and moves to New York. Old but dang funny. Why does that sound so flippin' familiar to me? Like, I feel, who is in that movie? When you say it's old, do you mean like how old? Like 80s old, 60s old, 40s old? Because if it's from the 80s, I feel like I might have seen that. Yeah. Okay, so, alright, so creepy and dystopian is generally not the vibe that I want to go for the chill hangout with Chatter with Statter crew. I mean, I realized that Rollerball did set a bit of a precedent. So I guess I'm eating my words, but let's see here. Was Demi Moore in The Butcher's Wife? See, I was thinking Kevin Kline was in The Butcher's Wife, and that's why I was thinking of it. Or that's why I thought I knew of it. But I'm really good at making stuff up, and this sounds exactly like something I would be making up. Honestly, Princess Bride is such a classic. I wouldn't mind watching that again, even though it's, hardly an adult film, but it's so cute. It's just I love that movie. I could always watch that movie. But was Kevin Kline in The Butcher's Wife? The Cook, The Cook, the Thief, the Wife, and his lover, and the lover is a good movie, but not chill. Yeah, and actually, that movie. I don't want to watch that movie. I heard enough about it when I was in college, and I don't really want to watch that movie. Well, Princess Bride is a little bit adult, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it. Well, I don't raise kids, so don't ask me what is adult and what isn't, because yeah. Darlene, your daughter loves that movie, one of her faves. Okay, so Darlene, would you say that Princess Bride, I mean, sure, there's plenty of adult humor in it, but I mean, it's a movie for kids, right? I mean, because a lot of kids' movies do have adult humor hidden in it, because, the animators know that it's the grown-ups that have to take them to the movie theater. I agree, Aware. Princess Bride is for everyone. The only reason why I'm asking is because I do know somebody who she's this hardcore super hippie chick, and she was offended and stunned at the amount of violence in The Princess Bride, and her take on the movie was so far out of left field. I was stunned at how inappropriate she thought the movie was for children. I did not see that coming. So yeah, I'm just wondering, am I the one in the wrong? Maybe it really isn't, maybe that chick was onto something when she said it's not for kids. Yeah. Yeah, she probably hates Looney Tunes too. Honestly, I wouldn't really be surprised. If she did, she's sensitive like that. And see, right. Okay. So, all right. So Aware, right. Exactly. I was just I feel like you're being a lot bit sensitive over rodents of unusual size and the fire swamp. And seriously, the fire swamp is not that scary, people. On what planet would, I don't know. So, okay, 10 years old. All right, 10 years. Okay, maybe the kids that she was watching it with were much younger than 10. So, okay. Rick S., can we put Tank Girl on the list? Well, yes, we can put Tank Girl on the list. And if there's anything that will draw my sister into my show, that might actually be it. Now, I'm not saying that I where's my sister? Where's my sister? But I am a little bit annoyed. She's never even checked out my stream. And I know she hasn't checked out my stream, because if she has checked out my stream, I would have gotten a text from her making fun of how I sound like a Canadian whenever I say out and about. And so, I know for a fact that she hasn't heard me speak on this stream because she hasn't started making fun of me yet. So yeah, I would be stoked to do Tank Girl, because that's her favorite movie. Speaking of Tank Girl favorite movie, I might actually, just to be selfish, this movie is so cheesy and stupid, but I love it. Point Break is such a dumb movie that I cannot help but love it. I might add Point Break to our list of stupid movies to watch. And yeah, I guess all of Gen X humor is trauma-based. Okay, there could be something to be said about that. So let's see here. Your mom took you to a double feature of the Blazing Saddles and Kentucky Fried Movie. Man, did I get sent out for popcorn and candy a lot. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, exactly. Where kids love it, grown-ups love it. I mean, the main character is a kid, for gosh sake. I mean, the whole point of the movie is creating this book that is boring and made for an adult and making it interesting to a kid. I mean, that's the whole point of Princess Bride, is taking it down, making an adult book into a kid's story. Or am I just the only one who noticed that plot point of the, or not really plot point, the framework for the entire film? You know, whatever. So let's see here. Yeah, exactly. We're sisters, precisely. She hasn't made fun of me yet, so I know she hasn't listened to it. That's, there you go. Darlene never lets you see Tank Girl. This way I get to see it. Awesome. It's a good movie, actually. Okay, so wait, though. Actually, I feel like, was there a Tank Girl remake? Because the Tank Girl that I'm thinking of is the one with Lori Petty from like the 90s or the 2000s, the 90s. The one with Lori Petty is the one that I'm thinking of. But suddenly I feel like, wait, is there a Tank Girl remake? There might be a Tank Girl remake. I'm talking about the one with Lori Petty, which is why I went to Point Break, because she's also in Lori Petty is also in that movie. So if there is a new Tank Girl, clarify which one it is we're wanting to watch, because I went to the old one. And where Point Break, Keanu Reeves in a wetsuit. Yes, please. That is fine and dandy, but honestly, what I love about Point Break is the scenes of when they're skydiving, because for me, skydiving is the most insane, fright, terror-inducing. Like, I honestly don't think I could ever do it. But the scenes in the movies of them skydiving gets me so pumped up. I flippin' want to jump out of an airplane and go skydiving where they're going. I mean, I swear if I ever went skydiving, I'd have to watch that movie or those scenes from that movie all the way up on the flight to get myself so stoked. But it's the skydiving scenes to me that just get me in that movie. I mean, there's a lot of that. It's a stupid, fun, good movie. I like that Anthony Kiedis from Red Hot Chili Peppers is in it. I mean, it's a good little movie. It's a really cheesy movie as well. It's like, I am an FBI agent. That just always cracks me up when he says that. Either way, I don't know. I definitely think that Point Break might be on the list. Did we talk about Galaxy Quest? No, I don't know. Isn't Galaxy Quest a video game? Is Galaxy Quest a movie? I thought that was a video game. So, okay, Rick, you're talking about Tank Girl in 95 with Lori Petty. Okay, we're on the same page. Okay, and so I didn't make that up. They are making a new Tank Girl, but it hasn't come out yet. Okay, so no, we're just going to do the old school Lori Petty one. Andre, I would skydive way more than I would hang glide too. Hang gliding scares the flippin', I don't, yeah, no. Oh, Galaxy Quest is a comedy parody of Star Trek. Gotcha. Oh, no, I don't think I've ever heard of that. Cindy Krause, no skydiving dreams for this girl. No, normally not for me either. But the movie, every time I see the movie, in fact, I own that movie on VHS and on DVD. I mean, I really like that movie. It's a dumb movie, I know, but oftentimes when I want to watch a movie, it's because I want it to be a dumb movie. Dazed and Confused is one of my favorite movies. You cannot tell me it is a work of classic cinematic art. Hardly. But it's still a great flippin' movie. Right? Or shouldn't I say, all right? Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, exactly. And Red Hot Chili Peppers, Anthony Kiedis is in there, and he's always nice to look at, I guess. So let's see here. Yeah, E.T. exactly. Elaine, there's some adult references like in cartoons that ruffle the fur. So you enjoy the humor, but not the sexual subtle slide in. Well, I mean, got to know about it to get it, really, I guess. Okay. So Galaxy Quest has Alan Rickman. All right. Well, suddenly, I'm on board a little bit more. Speaking of Alan Rickman, I'm a huge fan of the movie Dogma. And I don't know if you guys know this, but Kevin Smith is just finished wrapping up Clerks 3. So I'm super stoked to see that. I cannot explain to you how much I love the movie Clerks 1. If you've never seen Clerks, it's probably one of the slowest building movies to some of the most epic, comedic. Oh, you gotta watch that movie if you haven't. It's a slow building movie. It's a slow burn, but eventually it is the funniest flippin' thing that ever, in my opinion, that, I don't know. I'm a fan of Kevin Smith, I guess. I really love Clerks. It's a funny movie. So, oh, wait, what are we talking about here? So, yeah, we're not going to do series. We're just going to do movies as is here. And, yeah, and where Keanu for sure beats out Fernman. Yeah, Hubba H. Fernman has nothing on Keanu. There's no two ways about that. Speaking of Keanu, there is a movie out called Always Be My Maybe with Ali Wong and the actor who played the dad off the TV show called Fresh Off the Boat, which is finished because they did all their runs. Anyway, if you have not seen the movie Always Be My Maybe, oh my God, go rent this movie on whatever streaming service you can find it on. Keanu Reeves has a cameo in it, and even if you're not a fan of Keanu Reeves in and of himself or whatever, his cameo in this movie is so hysterical. Like, the way he makes fun of himself in this movie is just worth the price of admission alone. Movie's great too. But the Keanu Reeves cameo really kind of makes the movie, and even the movie director watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a great movie. You have to see Always Be My Maybe. And if we haven't seen Always Be My Maybe, we might watch Always Be My Maybe on a stream. Yeah. So E.T. Okay, so yeah, you've seen Always Be My Maybe. Yeah, it is absolutely a great film. I loved it. And the thing that I really liked about it was just like a film about some American kids who happen to be Asian. Like, they weren't Asian kids, they were American kids. And okay, they weren't kids, they were kids that grew up, but it's a timeline twister thing. And because, I grew up on the West Coast, it's just like, just because this person looks like they're Asian doesn't mean that they haven't been here for 5 flippin' generations, people. They're just as American as I am. And, like, to have that representation in a movie for, like, I don't know, once must be nice, because as a consumer of that movie, I found it really refreshing. It was just people being people in America. Yeah, it was super good. So, Rick S. Yes, Mr. Moon is on 2 of Lono's CDs, and the one that's on this version, or this playlist, is the one on the white CD. It is a different version. If you listen close, you can tell it's like, oh, that's a different recording. And since Andy usually plays the other version, I thought I would sneak that one in. So, Andre, no, they made a Bill and Ted 3. And Bill and Ted 3, also super stupid movie, totally brainless. And, I saw the resolution coming a mile away. They didn't make a secret over how they were going to save the world. And still, when it ended up happening, I got tears of joy in my eye. It was such It was such a happy, feel-good family movie. I mean, stupid fluff of nothingness that could even matter. And that is exactly for me what a movie. I love movies that just like, yep, requires no thinking at all. And Bill and Ted movies, I think we can all agree, not only don't require no thinking, they require no thinking. So, yeah, Bill and Ted 2, Bill and Ted 1, Bill and Ted 3, all of these would be awesome suggestions as far as I'm concerned. So, as you might have guessed, I'm a big fan of comedies, of fluffy stuff that doesn't matter. On the other hand, I was really stoked the other day when I found out that the Joy Luck Club is for rent on YouTube, because Joy Luck Club, when I need a cry movie, Joy Luck Club is where I go. Exactly, sometimes bad movies are so bad, they're good, exactly. Plan 9 from Outer Space, you know, I feel like I've seen parts of that movie. I've never seen, I don't know if I've seen all of it though. Yeah, that rings bells. I'm not even sure if I've seen it at all, but I know I've seen it, listed in the TV guide. Yeah, Parasite, I don't really... Okay, chatter with statters about stuff that's like fluffy and fun, so we don't need to be dark. I mean, I know rollerball was a thing, and we set a precedent. Let's see here. Andre, honestly, Bill and Ted are multi-level. It really, they really are. And to tell you the truth, Bill and Ted 3 was remarkably more intellectually complicated than one would ever assume a Bill and Ted movie would be. And the kids, the chicks that played their was it 2 girls? Anyway, they're kids. They're such music geeks, and the amount of random obscura that they have about various and assorted musical everythings. Oh, it just filled my heart with glee, because when I was a kid that age, that's exactly who I was and would have been. It's like, oh, but do you remember the third break of the blah, blah, blah of the last verse of this song? That's when the drum solo really, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I keep hearing of Tampopo, and I have no idea what that even is, so I'm gonna have to write this down. I mean, I'm actually gonna go through and write all these. I'm missing a ton of stuff, but this Tampopo thing, I keep seeing it in the chat. I have no idea what it is. All it reminds me of is when I was like, I think in first grade, we had a musical craft project, and I feel like there was something about a river, the Tampopo River, and how the elephant got its snout, but I could be making that up. So, oh, you're going to be queuing up the new Bill and Ted tonight? Awesome, Jen. Yeah, it's a fluffy, silly movie that I actually ended up with tears of joy at the end, even though I saw the end coming a million miles away. It's still, when it all came together, it was such a beautiful thing. I can't help but cry. So, Silver Lining Playback. See, yeah, God, you know what? I don't even, there's, clearly, I am so clueless when it comes to movies, because these things are just like, what? Oh, Tampopo is a ramen film? Oh, it's not about how the elephant got its snout then, huh? Okay, oh, lots of slurping? I don't know if I want to. Well, I'll look into it, guys. I mean, y'all seem to be stoked on it, but I don't know. It's all about eating and cooking. Okay. Well, I guess, you know what? If that's what everyone wants to do, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Doesn't matter if I don't want to watch it, because I'll tell you what, I wasn't very stoked on the idea of rollerball, I have to admit, and I walked away so wrong on that note, 'cause that's actually a good film. I'm gonna watch it again in a non-jerky fashion. Oh, Silver Lining Playbook. Oh, yeah. No, I don't know. In fact, actually, Silver Lining Playbook, I think I've seen that one, actually. And you know what? If it is the one that I think I've seen, maybe I will play that one, because that had a musical director moment in the attic with a Led Zeppelin song that was unlike any other I'd seen, and it deserved a award. So wait, I think if it's the movie that I think it is, we might watch that movie. Oh, let's see. I don't know why. What are you guys talking about? All right, then that's cool. So, and where you still can't watch the old Willy Wonka boat scene. That's valid. It is creepy, but the new Willy Wonka boat scene, I mean, not new now, but you know, the Johnny Depp one. The first time I saw that movie was in an IMAX theater, and I will tell you what, man. In IMAX, the new boat ride is even scarier than the original one. And the original one is very creepy. I understand why you don't like that one. But in IMAX, the new one is even way more intense. Yeah. Oh. Wait. What? Okay, in Tampopo, you guys are really weird, which is probably why I like you, and that's why we all hang out together. So, Andre says, I like the gangster death scene in Tampopo where he talks about wild yams and wild boars. Okay, so it's a movie about ramen and gangsters and death? Okay. You know, we might as well just watch Lady Vendetta. I think that's what it was. No, not Lady Vendetta. What was it? Lady Revenge? It's a Korean film. Yeah, it's dark. We're not going to watch it, but it's good. So, let's see here. So, oh, wait. Tampopo is a noodle western? I don't know what that means. You mean like a spaghetti western? But why would you call that a ramen? What? I'm so confused. Oh, Tampopo is lots of little stories that compose. Okay, all right, well, all right, okay, clearly it's about a lot of things then. All right, okay. Yeah, well, then we're gonna have to do a whole bunch of different, it sounds like we've got like a year and a half worth of movie nights planned out of all different themes. And Tampopo, I don't even know how to wrap my brain around that one. So, oh, Tampopo is a classic of Japanese cinema. Ramen noodle western, two cowboys roll into town and save a woman who's struggling with her ramen shop. Okay. Yes, Jen, Vengeance trilogy, so good, but so dark. I've only seen the 2. I haven't seen, I guess, I don't know if it's the 3rd one. I'm not really sure. But yeah, Lady Vengeance. Oh my God. That, oh. Lady Vengeance is, yeah. Lady Vengeance, I'm sitting here talking about how I don't like dark movies, and then suddenly, Lady Vengeance is the darkest movie ever made, and it is wonderful, because it really is. So, if you guys don't mind subtitles, and don't mind a bit of violence, Lady Vengeance, really, really, really good film. Yeah, so there we go. So, well, you know, Tampopo shock sounds like I mean, there's a lot going on. I didn't know it was first off, didn't know it was a Japanese film. So suddenly, like, I was confused. So now that I know that it's a Japanese film, a lot of what had been said before makes a little bit more sense. So yeah, I'll have to look into that. And yeah, okay, so Tampopo's got subtitles. I don't mind subtitles. Some people mind subtitles. I don't mind subtitles, so we might have to have a vote on subtitles as well, but it sounds like all y'all definitely have no problem with Tampopo and the subtitles, so I guess it's probably clear that some subtitles might be okay for some movies. So yeah, let's see here. Jen, Korean revenge movies is an oddly specific genre, but it's my favorite. Is it really a genre? I just thought it was that one filmmaker's thing. I didn't realize it was actually a genre of films in Korea. That's funny. But yeah, if all of the genre is like that one, I wish I could remember the director's name who does the Vengeance trilogy. But if they're all like his, shoot, dude, sign me up. They're like twisty and turny, and I did not see that plot twist coming. Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, Andre. It's easier to read subtitles if it stutters. Good point. But it's not easier if it keeps going back to shirtless James Caan like the other night. Jeez Louise. Cindy Krause, your dad used to take to see Korean and Japanese when you were yeah, words. Okay, so Dad used to take me to see Korean and Japanese movies, I presume, when I was a kid. Very symbolic, black and white kind. Very dramatic. Awesome. Yep, so you probably won't mind then the subtitles of Tampopo. Yeah, Lona, it is 6:30. We are rolling up on 2 hours of Chatter with Statter. You've got to go. I think a lot of people probably have to go. So I think, yep, Michael Anthony Smith definitely got to go. So I think we might have to wrap this up, everybody. And I cannot even thank you enough for hanging out for a 2-hour marathon. And this holiday weekend, I hope you stay safe. I hope you guys have a good time tomorrow doing anything, everything, or best yet, nothing at all. And yeah, we will see you sometime. We'll see when on Twitch, but until then, we will definitely hang out here on YouTube Tuesdays and Thursdays. No, we won't. We'll hang out here on Thursdays and Sundays, 4:30 p.m. West Coast time, 1:30 p.m. Hawaii time, and 7:30 p.m. on that East Coast. Don't forget to click the like button if you have not, subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And yeah, I will see you perhaps on the Daily Pigeon tomorrow with Andy Bumatai, maybe a Photo Luke stream, who knows. Until then, I'll see y'all later. And Lona, don't feel bad that you said goodbye. I didn't even realize how long we'd been on until you mentioned it, so actually very thankful. Michael Anthony Smith had to hele. We got a life to live, so I'm super stoked that you pointed out that, hey man, I got a life. We got to get things going on. Excellent. Thanks so much for swinging by. I hope to see you come by, Jen. It was great having you here today, and super stoked to see you here. Oh, hey, Music is Life. Good to see you. Yeah, thanks for swinging by. And yeah, let's have a fun time next. Let's see, what day is it? Today's Sunday. Let's have a fun time next Thursday, and maybe I'll see you before that on Twitch. Take care, y'all.